witnesses for being here. Before, I want to visit with you, Ms. Metsky, but before I do, I just want to clear one thing up. Professor Bridges, you said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Oh, so your view is that the core of this right then is about what?
So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, and it opens up trans people to violence by not recognizing them.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies?
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender persons have attempted suicide. So I think it's important
because of my line of questioning? So we can't talk about it?
Because denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist
I'm
is
denying
dangerous.
that trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancies?
Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
No, I don't think women can get
So
pregnant.
you are denying that trans people exist?
And that leads to violence? Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you?
Absolutely.
Or are they also treated like this, where
No,
they're told that they're opening up people to violence?
We have a good time in my class. You should join.
Oh, I bet.
You might learn a lot.
Wow, I would learn a lot. I've learned a lot just in this exchange.
Absolutely.
Extraordinary.
Yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I don't know how many videos I'll be able to get out today. I'll probably have 2, and this is mostly due to news. But I will try my best to get at least 3. I was supposed to do 4 yesterday, but there's a reason to this why I didn't do the exact 4. I didn't do 4 yesterday because the news that I ended up finding out ended up being not so much incorrect, but not good enough to where it will warrant eyes. So I don't know if I really wanted to do that and kind of waste people's time. So there's also that. So that's part of the reason why I didn't release the 4th video. But today I will try my best to get 3. The pretty much news is mostly dead today. I am trying to get relative good news to everybody. So please warn on that. I'll have 1 more video at least after this one because I have another news I can do. But with this, as you can see with this in this particular video, you have seen to where she calls Josh Hawley a transphobic or a act of violence for just asking whether or not this person whether or not a woman can be pregnant or not, which is not an act of violence. Biological stance by what we know is that there is no way a man can give birth. It's literally impossible. The reason for this is because we do not have the organs, or rather reproductive organs, to do so. Of course, I don't have to tell you guys this. You guys are smart enough on your own, right? You already know this. But again, it's more I got to explain to the far left people because they're lunatics and they don't seem to understand, because for some reason they really want to think that men can actually be able to give birth, but it's not possible at all. Again, as I said, we don't have reproductive organs. We don't have eggs. We don't have a uterus. So that being said, there is no possible way for us to. I believe I heard there was a transplant thing going on, trying to get a man transplanted or whatever, uterus transplanted into a man. I don't know how that's going to work, especially if the body would think it is a unknown object or an unknown entity and attack it. So I don't know how that went. So I'll probably post the article here. Just got to see you guys where you're going. However, now we have another video here of her kind of just, denying the fact of really a baby is a human being or not. So, take a look at this clip.
Baby that is delivered alive has value?
Yes.
Do you think that a baby that is not yet born has value?
I believe that a person with a capacity for pregnancy has value. They have intelligence. They have agency. They have
I'm talking about the baby.
And I'm talking about the person with the capacity for pregnancy.
You're not answering the question. I'm asking.
I'm answering a more interesting question to me.
You think that the baby that is not yet born, let's say the day before this mother delivers, do you think that baby has value?
I think that the person with the capacity for pregnancy has value, and they should have the ability to control what happens to their lives.
Well,
See, as you can see there, we see that she honestly doesn't think that babies inside the womb have any value or any use. She also said that she's asking a more important that is important to her, right? To me is her exact quote, but more important to me. But listen, you need to answer the actual question. He asked you, do you find a baby that has value inside the womb or outside of or inside of the mother? And she said nothing. She keeps on bouncing or ignoring the question entirely. This is the reason why I think that these people are either in a cult, or they just like killing babies, or above, they just don't want to accept accountability. I think it's pretty much all of those in one basket. Because normally when you want to accept death of something, you have to kill it, therefore makes you a murderer, regardless whether you are killing anything at all. I would probably call myself a animal murderer, depending on when I'm going hunting, because I do have to kill it in order to eat. However, there is good hunters and there is bad hunters, and there are people that will shoot something and that go do their very best to go and finish it off. I do not endorse the killing of suffering animals, by the way. I'm a hunter, and I have enjoyed hunting with family, and the best thing is about hunters is that we don't go out and kill things that are just to kill them. We do it to mostly hang out with family and have a good time, which is the majority of the cases are. Sometimes we don't even come back with anything. But before I go too far off, is that this woman here has no problem with killing people. She's pretty much outright stated that she doesn't mind because she's not recognizing the baby inside the womb at all as a life form or an entity at all. Some people want to say it's cells. Okay, no, because that cells will grow up into a baby if you actually legitimately let it. Also, there's plan B, which you can take, or you can just not have sex. You can do either one of those things. But when you refuse to actually take accountability for your actions and you decide to just board it, which is pretty much straight up murder, then that's a problem. Companies are actually allowing this to happen because why? Well, they're kind of allowing this to happen because, well, let's just say that it's cheaper for them to abort a child than to have to do maternity leave. So, there you have it. I mean, it's just straight simple. This is the reason why I don't really like the whole abortion type people. I think they're quite disgusting. I personally think they're evil because they don't have any room in their heart to actually want to have a baby. Now, granted, if you are forced to have sex with somebody, which is aka rape, or if you are wanting to, or if incest by any of that means, or the baby is obviously affecting you, will kill the mother, or whatever, which is not considered abortion under those terms because the baby's either already dead, etc., then that is completely fine and understandable. So I will not be against that type of thing. However, I am against mostly for the fact of any other forms of abortion because I think it's just killing people. And you not accepting accountability is disgusting. So, yeah. Great to know that these people still exist. Well, we knew they exist. It's just disturbing that they, went off 5. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.